that woman and what her friend and what their other friends were doing to law enforcement, not just ICE, law enforcement, is outrageous.
Do you believe that deadly force?
And so, yeah, that there's no proof that she was following them for long periods of time. That has been posited that they were. There has been this narrative that they were agitators, protesters. Um, According to Renee Good's ex-husband, she was not political in any way, was not into being an activist sort of thing. She had divorced her husband and had started a relationship with another woman. She also had had a history of mental health problems and substance abuse as well. Some people are also using that against her, as people will do, of course. But it was the type of callous remark that we have grown to appreciate from President Trump, and this idea that somehow they weren't respectful is kind of absurd, given that the last words she said were "I'm not mad at you." As I said, this has again been a huge, absolutely massive national story. I wrote extensively about it on the newsletter, and what we do know, what we don't know, and what will come out. Um, it is, and I'm not saying that there aren't people who protest against ICE. There were large protests in New York City today. I'm not saying that there aren't people who go up and try to stop what ICE is doing. There definitely are, and there have been people who have actively done that. There's just no real proof that that's what she was doing. It seems like she was a bit of a passerby. That may not come out to be true. It may come out that she was indeed trying to antagonize ICE. All that being said, I don't know that any of those actions justifies deadly force by the power of the state. And that was one of the things I mentioned at the end of the newsletter on Saturday, is that whether you agree with what ICE does or not, is fine. You're welcome to have your own opinion on that. Um, However, when you start having state power, government actors out here in the world shooting people like this, regardless of whether you agree with them or not, it's not necessarily a good thing for a country that's predicated on rights, liberties, and democracies.